Hello, welcome to episode 29. How are we?
Super.
Great.
Superb.
I am here this week. Change of scenery. I'm on my hollybobs, but I did bring my laptop and I'm still here. So, how are yous? What are you up to?
Good, thanks.
Eat my tea a minute ago.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a rush this time, but I think we're all having a wee beverage this evening. I am in the Highlands, so I am enjoying a Speyside whiskey.
I'm getting mine, that's what I'm going to do.
I'm having a vitamin T.
Nice.
But I can.
Advisor. Greg, do you want to start at the top? You're the one that's excited this week.
Yes, Alexa, play the Champions League music.
It's been a while since.
Sorry.
Thank you.
It's one of the worst renditions that I've ever heard. It's been a while
Yes.
since you've heard that, Greg.
20 years since Newcastle were last in the Champions League. Back.
I'm waiting. Sorry, I think I paused.
Oh, back where they belong.
No, I was
Championship.
joking. Hopefully, we'll get you when we qualify
Ah,
for the playoffs.
well,
I'm wearing the season's Rangers number.
we'll be in the same pot.
Yeah, true, actually.
I was going to say, what's the odds on getting Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and another? Quite high.
Victoria Pilsen.
Nah, it's going to be Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and just like someone else who's relatively good. It's an Ajax or someone, I don't know. It's not going to end well. The other thing being, I seen a tweet this morning from a Liverpool fan who is very salty, saying, look at the state of the Champions League next year with Newcastle, Lens, Union Berlin, and someone else who evidently deserve to be there because they've qualified. Like, come on, get a grip, man.
They've qualified, they've earned it. So
Exactly. We have finished above you in the league. Shut your hole. If you turned up for more than the last 10 games, you maybe would be there too.
how'd you delete a tweet, by the way?
Right, what top are you wearing?
The Scotland one. Still never got.
Scotland.
The James Morrison era.
I mean, did Maloney not score against Ireland in that top?
I believe so.
Right, let's get started then. We're going to go over to Germany first. We're looking at the Bundesliga. It's one that we've kind of talked about in the past, but we haven't given much airtime to. So we've given it its own category, its own section this week. Borussia Dortmund are 3 points away from winning the title, so that's exciting for them. Bayern are kind of slipped this season. However, they're only 2 points behind, but have a much better goal difference.
So I'm just getting the league up so I can see it for myself.
They have a much better goal difference.
Bayern have 53, Dortmund have 39.
Both of them kind of final day. Bayern are away to Köln, who are kind of 10th, and Dortmund are at home to Mainz, who are 9th, and on a shocking run of form from what I can see. So come on, Dortmund, the league is yours. After, again, other tweets that aged well. I don't know if it's a tweet or a news article. I seen something again today that said the words, Bayern sacked Tuchel to save the treble. Not Tuchel, Bayern sacked Nagelsmann to save the treble. That went well.
That's went well, Phil.
Did they win any trophies?
Don't think so. They got knocked out the Pokal, I'm sure.
They didn't win the Champions League.
Oh,
I'm sure the Pokal's like two. Yeah, the Pokal. The final was the final will be between Eintracht Frankfurt and RB Leipzig.
Well, that'll be new. A new team winning a trophy in Germany.
Well, it might be Eintracht
won the
Frankfurt's only chance of the Europa League.
Frankfurt won the Pokal a few years ago.
There we go. Could run it again.
That'll be good.
Yeah,
it was
back
the
into the
season
Europa League.
before. I'm sure it was like 2019 time. I'm sure they won it. I could be wrong. Exact
Very
timing,
possibly.
but
The question is it scary that Bayern haven't won the league? Like, should we all be worried for all our players?
look, Dortmund are a
Bayern
great
is going to
team.
buy everyone's.
No, they're just by the
There's
Dortmund
also-
scores.
This is also Dortmund without Erling Haaland,
They just
and Dortmund.
replaced him well. Whoever it is, Malin.
But they had Sebastian Haller, who was out for most of the year and still isn't really that fit.
He scored 2
And,
straight
like,
weekend.
I mean, there's obviously reasons for that, and he's played well, but they did play a large chunk of the season without him.
They got that Demi guy. He was quite all right.
Yeah,
And Bellingham's probably their key man.
he's off.
Offside. No. It was-
He's away to be a Galactico by all accounts.
seems he's going to be a copyright or a Galactical.
I mean, he's definitely not going to Liverpool. We know that now.
I don't think it is, but it just seems such strong links.
Well, no, because Liverpool released a thing to say they pulled out of it, have they not?
I don't know.
Probably can't afford it.
Kyle's not seen that. He's been
I'm
too
not.
busy greeting about the lack of top four that he needs some. I need to give him something else to make him be sad about.
Fine, we're just going to sign somebody like, I don't know, McAllister. That's one,
I was
wasn't
going to say McAllister's been linked.
That's one. Who else is the rest of your midfield?
it? Well, Henderson, he's not gone anywhere. And
Not
Fabinho,
that good, though. On message. Back to the Bundesliga.
didn't say they were good.
Right, what about the reverse, Greg? You were talking before we came on live there.
Yes, I was. So last week, as we had in the predictions, I believe, Hertha drew with Bochum, 1 each. Something which me and Kyle predicted. That was not enough to save them.
Hey,
Meaning that Hertha are now 6 points adrift at the bottom and are down. Another big club could be going down. Schalke are the other team in that automatic spot. They face Leipzig away from home.
easy one for them.
Who have won 4 in a row.
How many go down?
Including
Just the
Bayern at the
two?
weekend.
2 in a
go
playoff.
down, and then, the playoff.
I thought it was
which
3.
Yes, the playoff will be against the third team in the Zweiten Bundesliga.
That's the German Championship for those who don't know.
Yes. That is currently Hamburg. So, if
What about
Schalke
you?
do manage to save themselves, yes, sectarianism, thank you.
What's that got to do with anything?
Definitely is. Fine, Tory brothers, take your pick.
For German, World War links.
Can that go on a self-owns page?
Who?
Can that go on a self-owns page? I don't know if I'd want to link myself with anything German to do with the World War.
I didn't mean to say. Well, I think it's just wars in general because, I think it's like the British soldiers being over there in Hamburg, being stationed there. I didn't mean.
Right. So you're not comparing them just to Nazis. Shall we clarify that?
No, that's the other team. No, I didn't mean that. I meant as in soldiers being over there after the war.
Yes, we'll need to have a VAR of that. We'll try and
I
not
wasn't
put
even paying
that.
attention, to be honest. I was trying to find the second Bundesliga and I was saying it and it didn't come out right.
Let's just leave
Yeah.
politics to the politicians.
Yeah.
Yes, let's do that.
I believe it's like soldiers being over there because there's a lot of British army bases.
Yes. Bochum
man.
also need to get out of there. Where are Bochum playing this weekend? Bochum are playing Bayer Leverkusen, who are 6th and could really do with the points to shore up a European space of some sort. And
Stuttgart, they're in the mix.
yes, Stuttgart are the other team in the mix. Augsburg they have a better goal difference than everyone but Stuttgart, so they should be out of it. Stuttgart play Hoffenheim.
They could get the playoffs if Bochum win.
There. They could.
To be fair, so could Hoffenheim if things go terribly wrong.
No, their goal difference is far too good. Their goal difference is -9. Bochum is -35. There's definitely some corruption going on.
They could end up like a right stinking game.
They could, but yes. Viel Glück to Dortmund. We hope you beat Bayern. Only so they're not in the top pot for the Champions League, and then Arsenal can get drawn with Barcelona and Bayern Munich.
Are they not the top pot?
Bayern won't be.
Arsenal, I mean.
Well, no, because they're not won the league.
All right. Silly me.
Remember, they bottled that about 5 weeks ago.
Yeah. I don't know how the potting system works. That's why.
The winners, so it's the winners of the Champions League, and then the winners of the top leagues. So I think Celtic might end up there if Man City win the Champions League. I could be very wrong on that.
Hope they are in the
could
top
end
pot.
up in pot 1, I think. Someone please correct me on that down there if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we can maybe look into that one. Anything else to say about the Bundesliga while we're here?
I mean, it's nice to see a title race.
Yeah, usually a Bayern dominance is give another team a good.
Sorry.
doing. Go for it.
How many get Europe as the European spots?
Top 4 get Champions League. I think 5th and 6th might be Conference League. I could be wrong.
Oh, the
There's
Euro League.
something for the winners of the Cup in there as well.
Who gets Europa?
I think it's the Cup winners, but I could be wrong. Like it could feasibly be 5th and 6th get Europa League and 7th gets winner of the Cup, or 7th gets Conference League.
I was just thinking because it'd be good to see Union Berlin and Freiburg in Europe because they're quite weird teams, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're not the biggest teams.
Freiburg are really well run. Union Berlin, I mean, comparisons compared to Hertha, it's quite funny, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't follow Bundesliga.
Hertha play in the Olympiastadion, typically a bigger club, but.
All right. Again, Union are quite wee. They have Juranovic.
They do. They spent some Dembele dollars on him.
He's a good player, though. He deserved it.
He did. Shall we move on?
Yeah, we'll just keep it short and snappy today. We'll come back to Scotland. We spoke enough about the Old Firm. They're out the question now. So, some European spots still up for grabs for the other teams. Let me get my league up.
Yes.
Like my league table up.
Yes, and it is an Edinburgh derby this weekend as well, which is very tasty.
On telly.
Not on telly, no. They're picking the title fight instead. I should also say we are recording this on Wednesday, which is Tuesday. See, don't even know that.
Yes.
That explains my mental state. Tuesday, there are SPL games tomorrow night. We will know more about where things might go depending on that. For example, Hibs need a result at Celtic if they're going to overtake Hearts.
No, Hearts need to beat Rangers. Hearts are playing Rangers, aren't they? Yeah.
Yes, tomorrow night.
Is that on telly?
I doubt it. I don't know for sure. However, it's been said that there'll be a few players being given a send-off, so God knows what type of team Rangers will be fielding.
Anything to let Hearts not finish below Hibs.
Yeah.
Well, you've got Arfield, McGregor, Morelos, Kent, Hollander, if he's alive.
Just.
Rangers Hearts in the telly.
It is on the
telly. It is on the telly. That's a surprise.
7:45.
That's a shame because I, for one, would much rather see Dundee United Kilmarnock, to be honest.
Well, better find his goals.
Mr. Sky, Greg wants the fixtures to be changed.
I'm sorry if I don't want to watch one of the Old Firm all the time.
Ooh, no, I didn't say it disagreed with you.
Sounded like it.
Well, I can watch anything on Rangers TV, so yeah, I was agreeing.
How much do you pay for Rangers TV?
I'm not disclosing that. That's personal.
Is that because it's not the correct amount of money?
No, I do. It's like
do you know?
It's a subscription.
Yes. What? I don't need to disclose anything to use.
I was sticking up here. It's a subscription you're paying.
Well, thank you.
You're paying
a
subscription
to what?
He's sticking up for me because you watched it with me at mine.
Obviously, St Mirren also have the chance of 5th place, which could get Europe if Celtic win the cup. When Celtic win the cup.
I'm not sure. Super Cali might go ballistic, and just for a wee note for the viewers, we drove past the Inverness Stadium earlier on my travels.
Yes,
I've talked about them in the past. Singleton, I was at the distillery today. It was spot on. Give me some free whiskey, please.
You should have asked when you were there.
I could have, but I didn't. I was too busy. I got a nice bottle. 18-year-old Dufftown. Oh,
lovely.
Going in the cupboard. What?
There's also the bottom 6 as well.
Sorry?
Bottom 6.
Yes. Relegation battle. Dundee United still looking like they're going down.
That's what I make a wee interesting point here, actually. If you look at the league table, 7th place Motherwell are actually better than St Mirren in 6th place.
They are, but that's
because of the split.
Yeah.
Just one of those. They're technically 5th. They're 6th.
It is one of those things, and you see, is it Belgium? I think Wales do it as well. Like when they split, like after the league split, there is then a playoff between for the European places between those teams, kind of at the bottom of the top split and the top of the second split, so that you can't go like so that if you went on a really good run, it would be good enough if it didn't split to come like fifth and go to Europe, that you still have that chance. Because I think that used to be how the places for Wales in the Challenge Cup got decided, that the losers of that playoff ended up in our Challenge Cup.
Which is a farce in its own right.
Sorry, you can't go to Europe. Instead, you're going to Ross County away. Not Ross County.
Dumfries.
Brora Rangers away.
Dumfries beckons.
I hope Queens get a wee naughty away tie in Northern Ireland or Wales this time.
Well, we'll see. I don't know if they're coming back. I've not heard the latest on that.
No,
You get drawn with Stranraer.
Still being called the SPFL Trust Trophy, which is one of the tamer names for that competition over the last few years.
It's not.
I think we have discussed it.
We made a reference to it in the past.
I was about to make the same mistake I always make and say the Scottish Communities, but that was the League Cup.
Yes, famously the Ramsden's Cup, which then turned into the Petrofac Cup, I believe.
The Tunnocks Tea Cake Diddy Mickey
The
Mouse
Tunnocks
Disney
Caramel
Cup.
Wafer, yeah.
The Tunnocks
Iron
Caramel
Brew
Wafer
Cup
Cup
at one stage.
Iron Brew Cup it was. So yeah, and now it's the SPL
Get
Trust
your
Trophy.
name on it.
Well, we can't because of.
It's the Tennent's, not the Scottish Cup in the past.
Possibly.
They used to have the wee ribbons on it, one of the cups for tenants.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the Scottish Cup.
Was that
Right.
league? I don't know.
But yes, back on topic. Dundee United's going down, down.
As Wagner once said.
Yes.
Wagner.
Yeah, they've lost 3 in a row. By all accounts, Mark Birighitti had another shocker at the weekend.
In the politest way possible, they need to get rid of him.
I mean, yes. And now you've said that, like Fashion Sakala, now you've said that, he's going to have an absolute stotting game tomorrow night.
Keeping a clean sheet.
First time for everything.
One win and they're safe, potentially. Not safe, but...
They've lost the last 3.
No, but it just takes one result is what I'm trying to say.
It does. And, you know, Kelly, it's at
That's
home.
all it takes.
It's at home. The problem is the last day they're playing Motherwell.
Yeah, good, thanks.
Shut up.
You know, they're playing Motherwell. It's... I don't have much faith in Dundee United staying up. And whoever wins the playoff, whoever's in that playoff, Partick Thistle are on a real high.
Well, they just scuddied their 3-0, thankfully. So.
Hey!
I was like, you're staying down.
When's the return? When's the return leg of
that? Friday.
It must be soon.
Friday on the telly, the usual championship spot.
Oh, might get that on the telly. I'm off. Me beer.
Speaking of the promotion battles in the playoffs, congratulations to our local rivals, Annan Athletic. They are going up to League One.
The friendly rivalry.
Yeah, I hope not. I discussed this last week. I don't want violence before I get accused again. I just want a bit of passion.
But there's nothing wrong with passion. We just need to stop the 13-year-olds batting each other for no reason.
Did you see? I saw it on YouTube and Twitter. Vale of Clyde. They've got a little ultras group. I mean, they look about 12, but they literally had pyro, right? And they honestly had all this pyro lined up, and it was actually it looked quite cool. But I'll need to show you that.
In other new questions, is Hamilton the ground of doom for people? Because obviously we're going to get on to Airdrie, who obviously beat Hamilton, but that's Clyde and Hamilton, who were both the home teams, who both played at that ground one day after the other, both got relegated.
In case they're just both pish.
So, it's a kiss of death,
right.
though.
Clyde are absolute poopy.
I've not been to Nicholas Park, actually.
We'll get to go next season.
I'm not missing much, but yeah, we'll get to go.
Hopefully for Rolf.
Yeah. And obviously Airdrieonians as well go up on penalties. Josh Ray saving the winning penalty.
Always him.
Fair play. So yeah.
It's not like the penalty's particularly good, though.
Yeah.
Penalty, but...
That game, though, I watched a fair bit of it. couldn't hit a barn door could be quite well a description of that game. That game should have been finished long before penalties. The other thing, the worst outcome for us would have been Airdrie to stay in the division and Hamilton to come down, because that would have been, 8 games at New Douglas Park next year if Clyde don't move, and we do not have a good record there.
Be Clyde.
Yeah, that was our first win at New Douglas Park in quite a while, though, I believe.
Oh, we drew them the second time, didn't we?
Yeah.
But we just weren't very good at all last season, though.
That's true, but I think there was something before that. There was always something in my mind about Hamilton away and Alloa away just not being games we win.
Well, we did a little better this season. I think it was 2 wins. One in the cup, one in the league. Minus that 5-1. That doesn't count.
And minus the game at Hamilton in the Challenge Cup that we lost.
Oh, yeah. Only just, though.
So
Yeah,
I lost it.
Yeah, I know. Positivity, and that's just not a thing, clearly.
No.
Yeah, so
yes, well done to Annan. Hope you go back down.
nah, it's 4 wins for Queens next season.
Don't say that. They beat us this year.
Again, we were key.
Yeah, so I have confidence. The
Is that
Livy
competence?
/ Hibs B team, Queen of the South, is combined.
That's one way. The SPFL talk about not getting wanting to get B teams in the sport. Marvin Bartley's doing it for 2 clubs.
I'm not moaning if we win.
Right, so decent players. Kevin was a good. Kevin the keeper was a good signing for us.
He was too good for us.
Yeah, so let's not moan too much. Right.
We've got Muzza Johnson now.
Right.
The other thing there being Spartans, welcome to the SPFL.
I've got that written down next, have I not?
Yes, you do, sorry.
Spartans entering the SPFL. Albion going down. Sandy Clark nearly having a scrap with one of the gentlemen in the stands.
I've seen that.
He then shat it and ran away.
Behind the steward. Typical football fan.
Aye, big man until he actually has to back that up with something and just nah.
Yeah,
Sandy Clark's a unit and all.
I've still got to come back up.
Oh, I'm surprised that fan made it out the car park.
Was he not known for being a bit of a hard man in the olden days?
He just looks at it.
He just looked like Alan Johnson's bodyguard for a few years. He needed it when Greg was at Palmerston.
He did.
Oh no, there's that big 6'6" boy who's got a starting again. Good old Spartans.
I think Craig's frozen.
No, I've not frozen.
Frozen with rage.
Congrats to Spartans on making their jaunt up into the SPFL.
The other interesting thing about that. Sorry.
No, go.
The other interesting thing about that is that if we presume that Clyde again do not return to Glasgow and that Lesser Hampden won't be finished in time for Queen's Park to return, there will be more Edinburgh clubs in the SPFL next year than Glasgow clubs. It'll be 5-4.
Oof.
That's based on where they play, though, isn't it?
I say that. I can't think of who the 5th one are.
For Edinburgh?
Yeah. FC Edinburgh, Spartans.
Hearts, Hibs, Edinburgh, Spartans. Is it
Unless
Kelly?
No, are they picking Bonnyrigg? Because Bonnyrigg's not in Edinburgh. It's close to Edinburgh, but if you're including Bonnyrigg for Edinburgh, then you might as well include other contentious things. And no, it's not.
It's Midlothian, which is where Hearts are, isn't it?
It's not in Edinburgh.
8 miles southeast of Edinburgh city centre.
Yeah, if we're doing this by actual definitions of things, as in what is in Edinburgh, as in Edinburgh Council, no, it's not.
We take Ayers a rival because they're 5 hours up the road for us.
Oh, I know, but I feel we should be applying these boundaries consistently. If not, we might as well count Queen's Park because they should be there.
We're playing Steny.
Potentially. I don't know if they've confirmed that for next season yet.
No, I probably still need to wait. Right, we'll move on then. Talk about playoffs, south of the border. Start with the champion. Sorry?
Ed Sheeran.
I was thinking Chuck Berry of that song. He did a song called South of the Border, just in case you
I
tell me
gathered.
I'm wrong, Greg. The face
No,
it
I did not know the Ed Sheeran song. That's why I was confused.
All right. Championship is Coventry versus Luton. That'll be good. Obviously, it's the big hoo-ha
It's a
with Luton
sellout.
Stadium. Yeah, good. The big hoo-ha with Luton Stadium with being essentially in folks' back gardens. I think leave as it is. Apparently, 10 million it would cost them to get up to scratch.
They're building a
Um,
new one.
Are they?
It's definitely not going to be finished, but they
Semi-detached.
are building a new one.
It's fair enough. It'll be a good game. I need to work out the date of that. Actually, it'll be a good watch.
No, Saturday.
No, it's Saturday.
Saturday afternoon or evening.
One of them's a Sunday.
It's all 3 days, isn't it? I think it's Championship Saturday.
Championship, League Two, League One.
Sorry.
Yeah. League One
Because Monday is obviously a bank holiday.
After overturning a 4-goal deficit.
Well,
Yes, Sheffield Wednesday will play Barnsley in the League One playoff final, and another team that's close to us that are pushing for a promotion, Carlisle will play Stockport in the League Two playoff final. Good to see them doing well.
It is good to see them doing well. I did see a map of League Two next season, and it's looking very northern.
you get some games.
Yeah, well, me and Kyle went to 2 League Two games last season.
2 seasons ago.
I'll be looking forward to the Welsh Derby in League Two next year.
Newport and
Wrexham.
Forgot about them.
How can you forget about Wrexham? BT and Sky shove it in your face every 5 seconds.
I don't watch the telly.
Fair enough.
Terrible. I did look at how much it would be for me to get to Wembley for Carlisle. Sadly, it's going to be a bit too much.
It's got a trip on it, 6 hours or something.
For them, yeah.
I've read they've sold about 7,000 tickets so far.
That's pretty good.
I'm pretty sure it was 7,000. I could be wrong with it, but
Bradford, beating Bradford's no small feat either. They are a big side. They've got a big stadium. It was full for pretty full for a lot of the season. They were a Premier League club, let's not forget, and they're managed by a manager who is far too good for that level, but he didn't get them promoted, did he?
Mark Hughes.
Yes.
Must have been a while since I've seen that tweet because we're nearly at 14,000 for Wembley ticket sales.
Lovely. Do they want to get me one? And do they want to ferry me from Wales? I'll go.
Yeah, considering you're not really a Carlisle fan, I doubt it. They're going to go out their way to do that.
If I turn up in a blue shirt, I'm actually Stockport playing blue as well, man. Stockport are another big club. They were in the Championship not that long ago, kind of done the back down, back up again thing. They were in National League North at one point.
See you later.
Sorry, I'm watching Kyle on his travels.
Shut the window.
Yeah, National League North for a while. I think they got booted out their stadium to host some rugby. It wasn't great. You've actually got two. If that is true, you've also got Coventry, who were also booted out their stadium for some rugby. And the kind of irony, for those who also know a bit about rugby, if you don't, sorry, the irony that Coventry, who had the thing against Wasps Rugby Club for so long, because Wasps bought their stadium, took it over, branded it as theirs. The idea that Coventry could get promoted in the same season that Wasps went bust, that must be some absolute payback for the Coventry fans. I think they were singing about it the week it happened. I think they were singing "The Wasps are going bust."
Is your rugby segment for this week?
Thank you.
Right, Championship playoff brings us nicely onto the game for this week, or the first round of the game for this week. So we'll just make a start.
Are we not talking about Leeds? I just wanted to say that I've changed my mind and I think Leeds are going down.
Okay, we can come back to that, I suppose.
No, I enjoyed your segue, so let's have your segue.
It worked quite well.
The first round is to do with the Championship playoff, so So get your tabs closed, Greg.
My tabs are all closed.
Apart from the flashing light on his face. Right.
Fine.
Obviously, as we said, Coventry Luton in this year's Championship playoff final. However, I want the gentleman to name any championship playoff winner between 2000 and the current day.
Oh, it's
So,
just
obviously-
playoff winners.
Yep, that's correct.
Right.
That's wrong, our usual shenanigans. So, who is the current champion? So you'll start.
No, Greg. Start.
Greg, you'll start us. I meant Greg. 'Cause he's
I'll
pointing himself.
start.
Yes.
Nottingham Forest. Last year, mate.
Oh, I'm missing out 22 on mine.
Clock is ticking. West Ham.
Huddersfield.
Didn't realise that mine only went to 2021.
Blackpool.
Derby County. Just gonna say, I know that's right. Carry on.
Oh, sorry, I didn't read it.
Fulham.
There's 21 teams. I've lost the whole thing now.
Swansea City.
Kind of like struggling with the Reading.
They won it.
Give me a second. I can't find them on the list.
That's because it's not correct.
What's the goalie doing, Tom? What's the goalie doing?
Ricardo won.
No, they won the league and came second. The other one I had up my sleeve was QPR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hull would be the other one I'd maybe think about.
Stupid.
This is why I like games with the 22 players, because it's easier to map out who's on the screen, but we got there in the end.
And we see you later.
Right, I've got another good one. It might take me a wee second to dot about. Right. In the past, we have talked about, it came from the betting sponsorship chat. However, I am looking just at the front of the top sponsors in the Premier League this current season. I want you to give me the name of the team and their sponsor for a ding, for a correct answer. So
it's the team as well.
Yeah, the front of their top.
Shite, right.
Not the ones on the arms, not the angry birds and such.
Not Noon.
No.
What?
That's the Newcastle one on their sleeve.
Well,
right. The name of the team and their sponsor.
Standard Chartered Liverpool. That's probably fucking wrong.
Newcastle United, Fun 88, I think it is, or Fun whatever it is. Fun betting company.
Fun 88 was right.
Brentford Hollywood Bet.
Hollywood Bets, I'll give you it.
Yeah.
If you say .com or whatever.
So it depends. It depends on when you want. Do you want now or at the start of the season? It depends what's on your list.
Why? Why stop?
Because Forest is either none or the UN, like the
None.
UN child people.
Right,
Yeah, they
we'll
got one in like January.
Right, well, I'll give you a correct answer for that then.
Arsenal, that's not one. That's bang order. Etihad Airways, Manchester City.
Arsenal Emirates.
But this is gonna be wrong, but I don't really care. AIA for Spurs.
Team Viewer, Manchester United.
That's what yours is. Fuck it. 3 for Chelsea. That's not right. Yes.
Right, do I go for it? Yeah, fuck it. Mansion, Bournemouth. Like Mansion Bet or something like that.
Dafa Bet.
I thought it was Vitality.
Dafa Bet, they've changed it. It's Palace Mansion Bet then. They both used to have Mansion Bet.
Cinch, mate.
Oh.
Right, I'll go through them quickly. Obviously, Arsenal, Emirates, Aston Villa's Kazoo, Bournemouth, Dafa Bet, Brentford, Hollywood Bets, Brighton Hove Albion, American Express, Chelsea are 3, Crystal Palace are Cinch, Everton are Stake, Fulham are W88, Leeds United are, I don't know how to pronounce this, it's SBOTOP.net. Leicester are FBS, Liverpool Standard Chartered, Man City are Etihad Airways, Manchester United are Team Viewer, Newcastle Fun 88, Nottingham Forest don't have one currently, Southampton are Sportsbet.io, Spurs are AIA, as Kyle said, West Ham are Betway, and Wolverhampton Wanderers are AstroPay.
Christ. That's
that's
really depressing when you hear that out loud.
I'm glad
neck
that,
and
'cause
neck now.
yeah, I was plummet.
I was at the stage where I had to take a punt.
I've got 4, so I've got 2 more to choose from. I feel like,
What are they? And I'll tell you which one I want.
no, I'm going to go with this one. Right, there's 30 possible answers.
Christ.
Obviously, we've been talking about Marvin Bartley and the Queen of the South job. I want you to name any Queen of the South manager. There's 30 on this list.
From when?
Grand.
Well, it starts in
Ever, I take it.
1920.
Oh,
Yes.
can't I mind that season?
Gordon Chisholm.
Alan Johnston, that's pre-named.
Wally Gibson.
Is interims included or?
Yes.
Grant Murray.
Marvin Bartley.
Oh, that's something. God. I forgot his name.
Where's the button?
Clock
is ticking.
Gonna have to rush you.
Oh, blanked.
Booty time.
Fucking hell.
Booty time.
Fowler.
Oh, yes!
James
Gavin-
Fowler. Gus
Gavin Skelton.
McPherson.
Right, I'll just go from the
Gavin
top.
Skelton.
Yeah. Right, Bartley, Murray, Gibson, Johnson, Gary Naismith, Gavin Skelton, James Fowler, Jim McIntyre, Alan Johnson, Gus McPherson, Kenny Brannigan, Gordon Chisholm, Ian McCall, John Connolly, Rowan Alexander, Derek Farr, Alan McLeod, Frank McGarvey, blah blah blah. It goes. They're getting a bit old for us young ones now. So, well done, Greg.
It was Jim McIntyre I was thinking of. I couldn't think of what his name was.
I think I had most of them apart from Jim McIntyre.
So I'll keep the other one for the next time I do it, which will be in 2 weeks' time. So,
Nah, because I'm going to lose next week. I can feel it coming. It's a very me thing to do.
I mean, really hard for you.
That's fine.
right, well, that brings
Just
us
no
on nicely.
sponsors, please.
Brings us on nicely to the predictions, which we have mainly spoke about already. So we'll just get fired right into them.
We have. The only thing we haven't spoken about is Leeds going down.
Yes, it's looking like they will.
Just quickly, I think I read there's like, out of the 27 scenarios of them, Everton and Leicester's games, there's like 2 that see Leeds going up. They basically have to better the results of both of the others. But they are playing Spurs, and Spurs might show up. Yes,
Right.
so yes, we spoke about most of these already. Quick summary of the scores, as this is the last week of the predictions. Last week, I scored 3 points, Robert scored 2 points, and Kyle scored 5 points. That brings the total for the season up to Robert on 108, Kyle on 113, and myself on 116. So it is all to play for. Robert could have a stonking week, me and Kyle could do shocking.
I'm just happy with third.
So to start off, all 6 Scottish Premiership fixtures on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday for the top 6, Sunday for the bottom 6. Again, makes you question why Sky don't have the bottom 6 on telly. First one is Celtic v Aberdeen.
I have a feeling this is going to be a draw.
You're going for a draw. I'm going for a Celtic win.
Me too. Celtic to win.
Then got the Edinburgh Derby, Hearts v Hibs. That'll be absolutely tasty, especially if there is a result that means that Hibs can overtake Hearts in the league. It's looking increasingly unlikely though.
Jam tarts.
The watery
Jam tarts
farts.
for both of you. I'm going for a draw because Edinburgh Derby seem to quite like a draw. Again, I'll perpetuate the biggest myth going, Edinburgh Derbys are boring. St Mirren versus Rangers is the last game in the top 6. Rangers might rest some players. St Mirren aren't in the best of form.
The Teddy Bears.
Never.
Well,
I think St Mirren looked good at Celtic at the weekend. I'm going for a draw.
I think Rangers.
Rangers. into the bottom
Never.
6. Kelly v Ross County is the first game. I don't really know, to be honest.
That's not an option.
I'm having to have a good think.
Just going to wait until we've answered and then give his answer. I am
That's
going
what Kyle did the last
Kilmarnock.
time.
I'm going Kilmarnock.
I'm going to go for the Kelly boys.
I'm going to go for the Kelly boys as well.
There's a surprise.
I'm sorry, Kyle.
You're winning. You should have to go first.
Fine, Motherwell versus Dundee United. I'll go first. Motherwell win.
To keep that,
Dundee United
make
are
that rule
pretty
for
good.
next. Make that rule for next season when we do the full season. Motherwell.
Well, Motherwell.
Never. St Johnstone versus Livingston is the other game. 8th versus 9th. 6 points between them.
The Saints.
I agree.
Give me the stats again. I zoomed out.
I don't have any stats.
That's fucking good.
We've already talked about
It's not
it.
my fault.
I know,
I
but I
already
forgot.
spoke about the fixtures.
I'm going to go for the Livy.
You're going for the Livy. Premier League, so we have that crucial Leeds v Spurs game. What do we think? Do you know what? I back Big Sam. Leeds United to win, but still go down.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Leeds.
With the Leeds. Well then, and then we've got the 3 English playoff finals as well. So on Saturday we've got Coventry versus Luton. I think this will go to extra time. I think it'll be really close. It'll be a draw.
So do I, actually.
I'm going to go for the Hatters.
Luton it is.
Luton.
The playoff to go into League One. The playoff to go into League One. I've wrote these down absolutely terribly. We've got Carlisle versus Stockport. I bet against Carlisle, predicted against Carlisle last week, and they managed to do the job. So I'm going to do that again and go for a Stockport win.
I'm going to go Carlisle because I think they're going to win.
I think it'll be a draw, but a Carlisle extra timer, so draw.
It's a draw for Kyle. And then the League Two, the playoff to go from the League One into the Championship. Again, I've wrote these absolutely terribly. I've wrote them in the order they're being played, not the order of the leagues, which has really confused me. Barnsley versus Sheffield Wednesday.
I think hi-ho Sheffield Wednesday.
I agree.
Draw.
A draw. So it is all to play for. It will come down to this week. There is a 3-point gap between me and Kyle. There's an 8-point gap between me and Robert. Robert may or may not be out of it. It's up to him if he wants to say he is. It's never over until the fat lady sings.
Make sure you cast your votes who's going to win.
There'll be a helicopter Tuesday probably. That's usually when we record it.
That is true. It will be the helicopter that's changing direction.
We could
what?
make a wee poll who's going to win. Could do that.
I think we should
Yes.
quickly because I need to go. But talking of helicopters changing direction, I think it was more the car is changing direction. But late drama in the Scottish Women's Premiership with Glasgow City taking the league. How did we forget
we
that
have
in the running
this.
order?
I know I meant to talk about this because it was in predictions last week. It was an injury time goal as well that made them win the league ahead of Celtic.
Rangers also had a goal ruled out
They did.
because there was videos of other Celtic fans celebrating, thinking that Rangers had equalised for it to be chopped off.
Yes.
I mean, it was a foul. She had the ball in her hands, and the Rangers player just ran straight into her.
Yeah, that's.
So, foul. So, congratulations to Glasgow City. I see a lot of people saying it's good to see a team outside the Old Firm winning it, so they've deserved it. So, yeah, I think we'll definitely make a point of talking about them more next season, the Women's Premiership and women's football in general. We're all trying to broaden our horizons and stuff we don't really know. Or we chat about the Bundesliga, for example. We're trying to become more educated and inclusive, so there you go. Right, that'll do.
Let us know what you want to see more of in the comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna make another Q&A so you can segment things so you can ask what you want us to do in the next season.
Yes, we are heading into the off season.
Next week.
Ideas and things to talk about. Let us know. Get a Q&A out. Engage.
Yes, that would be good. Some engagement. So yes, do that. Give us your thoughts and give us a little subscribe and a wee like while you're at it. That would be brilliant. So thank you very much.
Godspeed.
On that note, see you later.
Ta-ra.